You're going to talk to us about the Pope's Exorcist.
Yes, the Pope's Exorcist. Okay,
Speaking about Italian accents and people putting on Italian accents,
yeah. Putting on Italian accents.
That might be a little bit. Yeah.
well, okay. So the Pope's Exorcist. So it starts off with we've got Russell Crowe, who is as it all starts, as we get these tropes all the time now. It's like based on a true story, based on a true story, like a lot of these things are based on true stories. Anyway, so it starts off with obviously an exorcism, and he sort of thinks it's just people that have been affected, and they're not really, they're not really possessed or anything like that. They just sort of want someone to say they are and all that. And there's a scene where he talks to this person and says, "Oh, if you are the devil, can you do this?" And then if you do it, and it puts it in there, and then they're sort of all right. So, but then there's this sort of then the titles come up, and then it flips to this old house in Spain.
Yeah.
And this family's come over. The husband's family used to do it, but he's died. So, and they sort of are renovating this place. They've got builders in because they want to renovate the place to sell it. And you've got the normal thing of they're knocking walls about and all stuff like that. And of course, there's things that you're going to let loose, aren't there? There's things you're going to let loose if you're in one of these creepy places. So,
I mean, you would feel shortchanged if a film was called The Pope's Exorcist and nothing was let loose.
Yeah.
And they had nothing to exercise, yeah.
And then you get the strange and and this sort of stuff, and obviously. And then you've got Russell Crowe, and he meets the Pope. He comes in, sees the Pope. He goes, "Oh, you need to go and sort this one out for us," like that. He says, "I'll send all the help I can." So it's funny it is because you've got a rather podgy Russell Crowe going around on a little Vespa scooter, like hobbling around on a Vespa scooter, and you see him. I don't know if he got to Spain on the scooter. I doubt it very much from Rome, but anyway, you see him driving up to the house on a little Vespa scooter, and it turns out it goes back to quite an interesting concept. This place was something to do with the Spanish Inquisition, and like the demons, they always like to catch the exorcists. It goes right back to like the thingy bob, and the exorcists have to sort of stay there so that they can. And then you get the story, which is very much like The Exorcist, really. It borrows rather a lot from like the bed scene and heads turning round, and they seem to like this. They love this in movies now, where the bodies can sort of invert and shoot up to the ceiling, little beetles and all that. And it's like, I've seen that before a few times. Nothing new there.
Trainspotting did it first with the baby.
Yeah, but this didn't go so much on the jumpy things. I was expecting sort of the jumpy things. So there were parts of it that were quite interesting. I quite like the Inquisition book because the actual Pope, he finds, they have these big libraries, don't they, with all the stuff. And it's like, oh, this was where they walled up so and so, and you get all the story, and he goes, oh, he needs help. So yeah. So you've got Russell Crowe as the exorcist, and then there's a young priest, obviously a Spanish priest. He said, "Oh, can you speak Latin? You've got to do." And then you've got the family, and things happen. Doors slam, people get thrown around, and they get rescued from the priest sort of rescue them, and that sort of just an exorcism film, really. But I think this was played with for me, Russell Crowe. I don't know if he was hamming it up or not, or whether he was taking it seriously.
I'm sorry, I've seen the trailer. The dude is hamming it up.
He's hamming it up big time. I'm glad you told me that, because I didn't want to upset too many people.
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it. I saw the trailer. You see the trailer, and you hear the accent.
It's a massive big leg of ham.
Yeah, exactly. No, honestly, you see the trailer, you hear the accent, and you go, there is no way they're taking this film seriously. There's no way this is supposed to be a serious film, because it's like, you can take it up with my boss, Deadpool. Yes. It's like, and you're like, oh, dang, Russell, what is up? I think he's just got to this stage in his life where he's like, all right, I'm old enough. I don't really care. I'm offending somebody. Don't care. I mean, think about his accent in Thor: Love and Thunder, and you're like, Russell, what the hell is that? What are you doing?
He's like, yeah. He has got really, really podgy, isn't he? Really.
Well,
So,
but I think he's always kind of been that way. He's always been like, I
yeah.
like a beer, I like that, and I think there was a period where he was known as a muscle man, but that was only because of he had to be like that way for some certain roles. I think L.A. Confidential was the first one where he
Mm,
actually got himself like built up and everything like that for. Then Gladiator, and he had like this run of years where he decided that where it was kind of like Russell Crowe was the muscle man. But I
yeah.
don't feel like that was ever really him. And the
No.
second he stopped doing those
Oh,
roles, he just went, "Yep, I'm just
there
gonna
is
go live on my farm and drink my beer."
there is a common theme that runs through the film. It's like your sins will find you out, right? Okay, so your sins will find you out. So
Yeah,
obviously he says, and they're like, "Oh no, don't believe it, don't believe it. It's not real, it's not real." So it's going back to obviously Russell Crowe's got a little bit of a checkered past, and the Spanish priest has got a huge checkered past. And they go, "Well, you
yeah.
got to confess, my son. You need to confess." So they're like they got the confessional thing. You've got to say what it is, don't. And so you got these. It's a bit odd, really. It's a little bit odd, but yeah. So your sins will find you
Okay.
out. Your sins will find you out. So
So,
yeah.
how many stars would you give the Pope's
Um,
Exorcist?
I won't say I hated it. I thought it was quite amusing in places, and I don't think it took itself too seriously. So yeah, I didn't hate it. So I give this a 3 star as well. I give this one a 3 star rating.
All right, 3 stars for the Pope's Exorcist. And